had a pain in my stomach, and when I went to poo, it was runny, and then I went to the doctors and they gave me sachets to try and make it solid again. And then I went back home. Then it was getting worse. Then they gave me medicine. Then I went back, and then it still didn't work. And then I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I lost a big blood clot, and the ambulance. My daughter called the ambulance. They took me to hospital, and they didn't even find out. They gave me a disease what I never had, and then they put what's that thing up your bum. They found the big cancer, and then I had a major operation and chemo, and they happened to get it out because the doctors was worried they weren't going to get it out because it was too big, but the chemo luckily shrunk it, and then I was intensive care for 5 days, but now I, had problems. But the doctor it weren't just the doctors, it was the hospital too, who diagnosed me with something else.
You said this happened when it was in lockdown.
Yeah.
And so do you think that the support you got with it was different to if it had happened?
Yeah, it was worse because I couldn't have no one at the hospital, but luckily they let Paul and Perito, I can't say it.
Care coordinator.
Yeah, and she came to see me, but it was worse because I felt alone, and I think that doctors should give you counselling because it was very frightening. Because when I used to say, "Am I going to live?" they said they didn't know, and I felt alone, very alone. So yeah.
Do you think that there's more that your GP or your doctor could have done before it got to the stage where you needed an ambulance?
Shouldn't have left it longer. They should have, when the first sachet didn't work, they should have thought, right, this is not working, so let's give her a CT scan or a MMR. But they left it so long, I kept taking it, and then it got worse, and then I took the medicine, it got worse, and then I lost the blood clot, and then my daughter called the ambulance. They was treating it like, I just said, a diarrhea problem when it weren't. I left it nearly too late, and I forgot what it was called. They diagnosed me wrong, that it was a long name. I had to go into the ward where the desk is, and then they started me on chemo straight away, and then I had to get tested because it was corona, have a temperature taken, and then my chemo made it, I don't know what it done something inside me, so they had to operate, and then they gave me a poo bag, and then that was just the chemo. I don't know what it done, and then I come out, and then I had a major operation, and then I woke up intensive care, and the pain was so terrible. So I was like really scared. But yeah, I was very scared. And I had to really do it on my own, really.
How did you know you had to go to the hospital?
Oh, the hospital writ to me. They writ to me a letter, and I went with my coordinator.
Can you read?
Can I read?
Yeah.
No.
How do you know what's written on the letter?
Oh, I give it to Kalisha or Jake or Perito.
Okay. So you need to have someone to help you with that. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you had all your cancer treatments, who was helping you for these little things?
Perito.
So
the coordinator.
Your care coordinator. So how important do you think it was to have your care coordinator?
Yeah, very, very. She pulled me through.
When you had to, you were at the hospital, did the nurse or the doctors come to explain you what you had?
I had a learning difficult nurse who came to see me.
Was she helpful?
Little bit, yeah. I can't really remember because I had what's it called? Intensive care. I don't remember much. I only remember, but I remember her coming to me, and I remember asking her if I could see Paul, that's my friend, and she did help me on that. So she was good like that. Yeah. There was one nurse there who was really nice. She was really nice to me because after the operation I would poo myself and she would say it's all right and, you know, make me feel a bit because I felt embarrassed because people was in the ward and she calmed me down a bit. I think that they should diagnose you quicker and the hospital needs to know too.
Do you think that you were listened to when you went and said something was wrong?
No, Perito.
Yeah.
They listened to Perito. It was only my co-owner, I can't say it.
Yeah.
She's the one who talked to him and that, and she got it speeded up. But I wouldn't have been here if it weren't for her, and that's scary to say.
And did you have someone encouraging you to contact your GP again? Because a lot of people, I think, if your doctor says you are fine,
Paul,
take this medication.
Paul did.
You had someone.
He said, ring them up.
And what about advice to the doctors? If you've got someone ringing up and saying that they're not feeling well, have you got any advice?
They should listen to them because it's their body. That's how I knew something was wrong with me, because I felt the pain. But they just treated it like diarrhea, but it weren't. They don't even talk about it to me or nothing. It's like I had it and it's all forgotten now. It's gone. But I think when you've had cancer and you've nearly died, you should have like someone to talk about it. Something where they can talk about their ordeal. I think it's a good idea to like get help after you've had cancer because you're still getting better and the ordeal is like frightening. You need to talk it out and get it off your chest because like I said, I felt lonely.
Yeah.
And that's the end.
Okay. Well,